Hey everyone, for my extra credit project, I decided to compare and contrast all the social networking sites that are out there today. I'm going to focus on the four most popular, which are Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, and MySpace, which is kind of defunct. Starting off with Facebook, some of the pros of Facebook is everyone's already on there, and if there's anyone you want to reconnect with, you can go on there and you can find anyone from your past, and that's one of the reasons it's really popular with older people, is because they can find people that they went to school with, or people that they knew that they when they were younger, and they don't have their phone numbers. So it really is. It's got a wide range of people, and it really helps people reconnect. Another pro of Facebook is uh, that you've had it for a while. Almost everyone has one, so it's sort of like it's not a hassle to create a profile. It's up, you have it, it's out there. You can leave it alone or you can become active. Either way, people have a way to reach you. Some of the downsides of Facebook are the fact that also everybody's on it. So if if there's somebody you don't want to interact with, for some younger people, they don't want to interact too much with their parents on social networking. It's just awkward, and so that's a downside for some younger people. Also, it is decreased privacy tenfold. I mean, I know personally that I've seen pictures of myself on the internet on parts that I didn't even know existed. I'll see pictures of myself that I didn't even know somebody took on somebody else's profile, and it's kind of creepy in a way. But let's move on to the next one. The next one is Twitter, which is less invasive, which is it's a social networking site where you basically it's a blog in a way, and you can follow other people's blogs, and all your blog posts are 140 characters or less. So you get out what you want to say, and that's it. It's short and to the point, and that's one of the positive sides. That's one thing that makes Twitter very popular, especially with marketing and companies that want to real quick get out a new deal or get out a word on their specials for the week, for example, for restaurants or bars. And a lot of celebrities use Twitter too. A lot of celebrities are very active on Twitter. They like to just interact with other celebrities and interact with fans. So that's kind of a neat thing. It's weird when you use Twitter. I'm new to it, but when you use it and you say something, you send a tweet to one of your favorite celebrities. For me, I sent one to a basketball player I like named Kevin Durant, and he responded to me one time, and it was very strange, but it was also kind of a cool feeling. Like me and this guy who is a big time NBA player kind of had a connection for a second. So it's kind of neat feeling. Some of the negative sides of Twitter is there's a lot of spam. There's a lot of robots that are posting, automatic messages that'll kind of overflood your profile where you get all your tweets, and that can be annoying, but it can be fixed pretty easily because it's very easy to follow or unfollow people, and the people that you do follow on Twitter, you only get their tweets. So you pretty much pick and choose. It's almost like a news feed in a way, but you create it. It's very simple. The next one I'll move on to is Google Plus. This is uh, a newer social networking site that came to the forefront pretty much in the last year. It is kind of like a ghost town. Not too many people are active on it, but I feel like it has a solid base that Google can build up on. Uh, it is the fastest growing social networking site in history, and it's brand new, so that's kind of the appeal. Everybody wants to check it out. But it is also kind of like Facebook. You make yourself a profile, and it sits there, and you can leave it alone, or you can mess around on it, change it, upload pictures, and but it also combines the aspect of Twitter where you can follow people and block people or unfollow people, and you really only see what those people are doing. Some of the negatives of Google Plus is nobody's really active on there. It is, like I said earlier, it is a little bit of a ghost town, and it is kind of confusing for some people. But it is also, it combines probably the best and the worst things of Facebook and Twitter. The best things are that you can pick and choose who you interact with, but the worst thing about some of these popular social networking sites is that it is a little bit invasive, and it gives Google all your information, which is kind of strange, and some people are a bit paranoid about that because it might not mean anything right now, but in the future it could backfire. And some things that people put out there on the internet right now, in the future, they might go, I should have thought twice about that. The last one I'll move on to is MySpace, and this one is almost dead. If you're around my age, I'm 22, you'll remember being 15, 16 years old, MySpace was the hot thing. MySpace was like Facebook. And it's kind of nostalgic when you think about not MySpace, or you go to a MySpace page. It kind of brings you back a little bit to 10 years ago when social networking was just starting to break ground. Some of the positives about MySpace are there's a lot of band websites. A lot of bands really use it. So if you're a follower of independent music or just any type of music and you just want to see what your bands are up to when their concerts are, it's pretty useful for that. Some of the negative parts of MySpace are it's pretty empty. It's losing users rapidly. I'm surprised it's still around, and it's completely irrelevant. Facebook killed it. It really did. So those are the four I'm going to go over. Now I'm going to talk about some of the social networking benefits for students and people who are trying to get jobs. Social networking is useful when you're first trying to find a job, or you want to find a new job, you're not content with your current job, and you want to market yourself in a way. And I'll talk a little bit about LinkedIn right now, which is a social networking site. In a way, it's less interactive. It is more for posting your resume and keeping professional contacts that will help you, make or break a deal or meet somebody in the business that you want to get into. So LinkedIn, they have a basic feature and they have a premium feature which you can pay for, which allows you a little more fluidity with sending messages to people and getting involved in groups. It is strictly professional. If you look on LinkedIn, everybody's got a tie on and a button-up shirt in the profile pictures. So in a way, it is very rigid, and there's less younger people on it, and it's less flirting and sharing photos than it is really trying to make some money. I do have a LinkedIn. I like it in a way, but I'm still in school. It really hasn't provided too much benefit to me, but it doesn't hurt. Another way that social networking really helps people, especially students, is getting more personal connections with people that you go to school with. When you go to school, especially business school like the University of Baltimore, you see people and you make friends, but it's strictly school. And then you go home and you go on with your life. Social networking lets you kind of keep up with those people, I'd say on the more personal level. It's not school where everybody's focused on making a grade or doing well. It's people are more relaxed and more trying to have fun, and it's just much more relaxed. Networking is great. Over networking can be a problem though. Over networking, you don't really understand what how your connections can benefit you, how your connections can help you out, find another job, or meet somebody new and interesting. So when you network, you definitely want to stick in an industry or an area that you're interested in. Also, if you are thinking of starting your own business, social networking is really helpful for basically free advertising. Like I said earlier, on Twitter you can send out 140 characters or less, little messages that basically advertise what you're doing for the week. If you own a restaurant, it'll advertise what the special dish of the week is or something, and just it really helps you build a buzz for your small business. Another way that social networking has helped students is basically for creative expression. If you're an art student, you can show your portfolio and see what people like on some of your work, see what some people don't like, and really get your name out there. Now I'm going to move on to some negative impacts of social networking, and I definitely believe there are some serious negatives. One of the first ones I think is social networking brings people together, but at the same time it does kind of put up like a digital wall in between people. So you can go back and find friends from school if you're an older person, find old people you never would see if it wasn't for Facebook or Twitter or Google Plus. But then again, what about your close family? If you're just on Facebook poking each other and sharing photos, well, what's the value of that if you don't actually get to spend some FaceTime with them and actually sit down and hang out with your family in the physical form? I think that's very important. Also, some people don't like the fact that Facebook, especially Facebook, Google Plus a little bit, but Facebook basically uses its people as products and sells profiles to advertisers, and they offer their services to members for free, but they still make a lot of money off of these free profiles that people use. So some people don't like that, even though, for me, I don't care. Facebook is a free service. If they want to make money off it, great. Facebook actually earned $1.6 billion revenue last year alone. So that's pretty good. That was the first half. Facebook actually was on pace to earn $3 billion in revenues in 2011. That's awesome. That's the reason Mark Zuckerberg is so rich. He created a great service. Another negative of social networking is the diminishing of privacy. And I feel like in the world we're headed in, with increased technology and increased internet presence, sooner or later it's going to be tough to even have privacy. Everybody's going to know everything about everyone. And some people think, hey, that might be good. They'll diminish the amount of people doing bad things, doing evil things. Everything will be out in the open. But me personally, I think it's going to be rough. People like their privacy. I personally know I do. And sometimes I just need to unplug. Another negative impact of social networking is negative health consequences, especially when it comes to mental health. It's actually been shown that people who hypertext or hyper network and are on social networking 3 or more hours a day, or send more than 120 text messages per day, that is directly correlated with unhealthy behaviors such as drinking too much, smoking too much, and unsafe sexual activity. It's also associated with depression, substance abuse, poor sleep patterns, suicide, and poor academic performance. So that's something to really ponder. What is social networking doing to the human brain? Are we built for this type of stuff? Or is the human brain made for more personal, face-to-face physical interaction? I think that's something important to think about, and I absolutely think that people need to spend more physical, face-to-face time, not just on the computer screen looking through the camera up on top of your laptop at somebody else on Skype or FaceTime, but spending actual physical time with them. That's important, and we can't forget that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and have a great rest of the semester.